I want to introduce you to the Pet Moto X. Yes, indeed. This aerodynamic pet carrier made from Moto Miles Industries is a perfect addition to carrying your baby everywhere you need to go. Right, Iggy? It is a pet's best friend on these trips. I'm going to show you how to make one of these, and it's only going to cost you about 30 bucks. Hey guys, so I've been looking through these pet carriers and they're so expensive, and not everyone can afford a Kirkian or a Pet Voyager or the other Explorer, and some of them look really dangerous. I don't think I'd want to have my pet with a mesh-sided thing just exposed to the elements whipping on the back of a bike. Also, I wouldn't want my pet attached to me like a toddler with their legs spewing out back and forth. And they're really expensive, Also, I feel like they don't look as durable to be something that you're going to spend all this money on. Also, too, a dog wiggling on the front and back of me. I love my dog, but she's a ding-dong, and she's unpredictable. And she will cut left, cut right. That's just not going to happen. Anyway, you can see these are your options. Mildly, I would say pretty expensive, and for a gamble with very mixed reviews. So I looked up some DIY stuff and combined it. First thing you're going to need is a 56-quart Sportsman trunk. They got it at Home Depot and Walmart. Next thing are the reflectors. They got them at AutoZone, O'Reilly's, Advance Auto Anywhere, about $2.99. Of course, washers, self-explanatory. The big ones you're going to need from any hardware store you're going to need. Hex head bolts are the best because you can anchor them through the plastic pretty easy. Of course, lock washers, really easy. You're going to need rope loops. You can find them in any hardware store. Home Depot, probably best place. Paracord, pretty easy. You don't need a long length, just enough so you can keep it anchored to the Carabiners. And the 3/4 coolant hose. That's for the foam for the top of your opening. And Carabiners, I don't know why in the world I'm calling them Parabiners. All right, this is the black Sportsman 10-gallon trunk, all right? It is about $14.38 at Home Depot. It's a perfect size for a dog. I've seen people even use 2 dogs in here, but it's perfect because it has a clasp on both sides. It's industrial, and it's not as fragile as a lot of the really expensive pet carriers are with the canvas sides, because it's actually plastic, and it's perfect for mounting to the rear of the sissy bar or the racks in the back. All right, there you go. You're gonna cut this. You can use this little exacto knife. I used a plate and just cut a circumference that the dog can pop its head through. Cut it like that. Turn it over. There's the hole. And what you're going to want to do is this. You want to take pliers and you're going to cut the edge of these areas that are going to be protruding out there so the dog doesn't poke its head on there. You could either sand them. I'm going to put the piping around the outside so it has a soft edge when she pops her head through. All right. And you'll see the next step from here. But like I said, these are good to have on hand. All right, put the foam pipe right around the inside of the hole you made. It's got the tape on the inside. You pull it out, it adheres right to the top. And likewise on the other side, run it through. You can run it around the inside and just cut where it ends. All right, you're going to need the Carabiners and you're going to need a tow hook. Both of them will cost you under 10 bucks. You really only need one Carabiner. You can find them almost anywhere. I like the ones that spool on just in case, the pet ends up goofing around. You get some threaded bolts there and this tow hook here. You're going to get these big washers because you're going to need big washers. In the event anything gets pulled through, the big washers are going to secure them. So where the tow hook is going to go is you can pick any side. It doesn't have to be, any particular side. It just has to be, I wouldn't have it centered. I'd have it on one of the ends. And basically, you're going to want to position it in a way that it's central so the dog has some sway on it, but it doesn't come through. I'd use a drill like I'm doing here and just drill it right through. Use the big washers. After you put the nuts through there, you're going to use paracord to hold them and knot them. So there's a little bit of tension on there, but loose enough so the dog can turn around in the carrier. Oops, sorry guys. Just trying to line things up for you. But there you go. You see I've got it mounted there. It's not a great, fantastic job. I use chalk to sort of detail and delineate where everything is. It's not really, I didn't measure that much. I did a lot of things by eye because I'm not trying, this isn't something I'm trying to, market to, as far as, mass produce. This is just something for personal use. But as you see, it's functional, and that is not going anywhere. Right, honey? No. All right, there's your paracord right there. Paracord's great. You're going to have a lot left. There's even knots.
All right, we've got, these are these Hopkins reflectors. These are self-adhesive. They're about $2 or something at Walmart. And I've got some Gorilla Epoxy just to go around the outside of the tubing, so to create a seal and a seam. So, wear and tear, the dog's head popping through and stuff like that. So you don't have that, as far as you don't have that contact. So, and this stuff is, this is pretty quick drying. 5 minutes. I know probably sets in probably like maybe 4 to 5 hours. All right, we need ventilation, so I marked this with chalk here. All right, I got the ventilated holes there. And I just got these reflectors. Like I said, I put the reflectors on the side there. They're not lined up perfectly, but they'll do the job. Just in case it catches light in the back of the bike. I'm not gonna be doing any really night riding with this. And I'm gonna drill where I put the chalk, so I'll show you the next part.
Quick, hacky epoxy job. I put it on top of a pizza box with this Gorilla Glue. Really cheap. Get the $4, $5 stuff. No need to break the bank. Just for peace of mind on the top and on the bottom. Drill the holes. You can use chalk, like I said, just so you have enough ventilation. I know it looks bad, but I just this is not for aesthetics. It's just to have some ventilation.
Now, what you want to do next is you want to take your exacto knife and you want to shear these protrusions that happen after you drill, because you don't want the puppers scoring themselves on this thing, especially if they're moving around, right? And then you can even, if you want, you can take a lighter to it and just to melt a little bit, just so it's a shear, because they be scuffing around and turning around in there. You don't want them, you don't want their could possibly scoring their paws or their little snouts on that. Okay.
I mean, this is pretty self-explanatory. Just burn them. I use a little pliers to sort of just level up where I burn. Push it back into the hole. Hole's already formed, so you're good there. Just really try to take your time through this part. It's not a race. You get excited because you're starting to see the end of the tunnel where you're finishing it.
All right, now what you want to do is you want to use these big washers in there and run the bolts through, because the bigger the washer is, you don't have to worry about the bolt getting dislodged. If there's in the event that it would pop through, which it's not going to, you don't have to go as long as I did. I ran them right up here with a lock washer. You don't have to go overkill. If you notice, I didn't use the big washers on the bottom. A lock washer is fine. These are your babies, so you want to use longer bolts. You don't have to go as long as I went ridiculously long, but I would put it just 4 to maybe 5. My dog doesn't weigh as much, so it's less, but this thing isn't going anywhere.
Sorry guys, after you put your paracord and looped it to the Carabiners, just make sure you put a blanket or a towel down there so they can have a nice soft ride. Hey guys, always remember to give your little puppers some treats, so they'll have some anticipation, excitement, and they'll look at as driving a little pet carrier as a positive experience. She's had it with me, guys. Hey guys, thanks for sticking around with me to the end. This is a very economic option for a pet carrier, and I think it's probably safer than some of the ones that they're selling for almost $300. Anyway, like and subscribe. Love you all. I'll catch you in the next one. Goodbye, Iggy.